fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse. Pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip. Word upon your lip, lip. Rather that you rip, rip. Break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes. Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes. Cause I love how it feels when I break the chains. Whatever it takes. Yeah, take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes. Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes. Instead of fear of being typical, looking at my body feeling miserable, always hanging on to the visual. I wanna be invisible, looking at my years like a martyrdom. Everybody needs to be a part of them. Never be enough from the prodigal son. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse. Pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip. Word upon your lip, lip. Rather that you rip, rip. Break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes. Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes. Cause I love how it feels when I break the chains.
Hey, it's JP and Max here to do a quick wu-wei. First I want to plug my book. If you go to Kindle on Amazon right now on Cyber Monday, you could buy my book for free if you sign up for Kindle Unlimited. It's $0. Look up Cyber Shaman Odyssey. Just look up Cyber Shaman or JP Clooney, it'll come right up. And you can buy it today for $0. It's my memoir about my fight against the deep state, retribution, lawfare, and how the Patriots fought against the Democrats over the last decade. It's been a battle. We're in the storm right now, so I talk all about that, about my upbringing in Chicago, starting with computers when I was a 12-year-old kid, before the internet existed, and then working as a government contractor. So I talk all about that. So you go on and buy it today. It's 19 bucks hardcover and $0 today if you go sign up for Amazon Unlimited. Well, you want to play some Frisbee, Max? Come on, buddy. Go. There it is. All right. So Zelensky's doing Operation Midas today. He's going after all his trusted compadres, his coke buddies, his rounder-uppers, rounding up innocent people on Uber cars and pizza delivery guys. Those guys are all getting locked up now because of corruption. Yeah. Zelensky's out of money. He's just rounding them up because he knows they got a lot of money and he's going to take it from them. Zelensky also likes to lock people up and sodomize them too. Like a lot of reporters early in the war, anybody that talked about this war were locked up and sodomized and then killed. So Zelensky's famous for that. So Operation Midas is going on. The Russians have been taking a lot of territory, but with the winter coming in now, it's got to be cold up there like here. I don't think this war is going to continue much, but the Russians are taking out Zelensky's energy, and power supply, and all the systems are going to keep them warm. They're going to be freezing this winter. So Zelensky's, up to here with the grift. I don't think he can grift anymore. And I think, like I said before, they're about this close to getting rid of Zelensky. The only thing correcting Zelensky is Trump, and Trump's kind of passed on him because he disrespected him in the White House, when JD had to snap up against him. So, isn't that right, Max? You don't talk shit about the president in the White House. Who does Zelensky think he is? Is he a cokehead? Yeah, he's a cokehead. He's a cokehead Khazarian. Time to go, Zelensky. You didn't start World War III, too bad. But who knows? It may happen in Venezuela. We'll see. So here's a couple clips from South Front, the Telegram. Just a couple updates in the war, and I got some videos on drone warfare just to make you guys realize how wicked modern warfare is today with drones. You can't hide from them. They got thermal vision. They can see you, 10,000 feet away, coming at you from every angle. The only thing I seen that worked against these drones were shotguns. You get some double-aught buck and you have a guy with a shotgun, as a drone spotter. and you need some kind of, you know, a guy looking in the sky all the time with infrared to check out the drones. That's how you do it. And you have those EMP blasters work as well. They got EMP blasters, you can hit them, but they don't work in the winter. They run on batteries. So I think a double-aught buck is probably the best thing against a drone. But who knows? Here's some clips from South Front Telegram. Hope you enjoy. Raider Max will do one more. Go. Oh shit, the wind took it. Let's try it again. Go. There you go. All right.
On November 10th, a major corruption scandal erupted in Ukraine. NABU and SAPO launched Operation Midas and carried out mass searches across the country. Their targets were influential businessmen and politicians. However, several key suspects managed to escape. They had been warned in advance. The central figure in the case is Timur Mindic, co-owner of Kavato 95 and a longtime associate of President Volodymyr Zelensky. His financial aide, Alexander Zuckerman, also fled Ukraine. Mindic is accused of forming a criminal organization, influencing top ministers, laundering money, and controlling illegal financial flows in several state sectors. By early 2025, Mindic had taken advantage of wartime conditions. He used his close relationship with Zelensky and access to senior officials to enrich himself. His schemes operated in both the energy and defense sectors. Energy Minister Herman Golushchenko and Defense Minister Rustem Umerov were allegedly under his influence. When Operation Midas began, Golushchenko and Energy Minister Svetlana Herenchuk suddenly disappeared from public view. They were dismissed only on November 19th. Umerov, who was likely warned, left on a long working trip to Europe. He returned only after the situation calmed down. Ukrainian media reported on November 26 that NABU is preparing new revelations involving Zelensky's inner circle. Andrei Yermak may become the next suspect. In the case materials, he allegedly appears under the pseudonym Ali Baba. The president's office is now in open conflict with NABU and SAPO. Zelensky reportedly tried to negotiate with their leaders and stop the scandal. However, NABU's continued activity suggests that these talks failed. During searches, investigators found documents from Mindic's back office. They contained information on MPs, ministers, journalists, SBU staff, and 15 NABU detectives. These detectives might be the team working on the Schlag bomb scheme. The European Union unexpectedly sided with Zelensky. Ukrainian media claim that EU Ambassador Katarina Matonova blocked further publication of case materials, arguing that the investigation could destabilize the country. The scandal may have been initiated by Donald Trump to weaken Zelensky and increase U.S. leverage. Washington will likely decide whether more materials are released. If Zelensky agrees to the American peace plan, the case may be closed. If not, Yermak, Umerov, and possibly Zelensky himself could face prosecution. Meanwhile, Europe is pressuring NABU and supporting Zelensky. This may indicate that EU leaders prefer to prolong the war. Tensions increased further after Bloomberg published a transcript suggesting that Trump's peace plan was shaped through discussions in Moscow. Opponents will likely use this to obstruct negotiations. Despite the peace plan proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump, the parties involved are not reducing the intensity of hostilities. On the night of November 25th, Russian troops launched a combined missile and drone attack on Kiev. The main targets were heat and power generation facilities. This attack forms part of Russia's strategy to destroy Ukraine's vital infrastructure before winter sets in. Relative calm currently prevails along most of the front line. As of November 26th, intense fighting was taking place on only a few sections of the front. Despite the Ukrainian army's successful counterattack on the Dobropilya salient the previous day, the situation in this area remains uncertain. Intense fighting continues in the Shakhovo area. Regardless of the future outcome of the fighting, the Russian forces have achieved their main goal. The breakthrough in the Dobropilya area has tied up the Ukrainian army's reserves. Units in Pokrovsk were unable to receive reinforcements in time. This resulted in the city's rapid fall. The situation for the Ukrainian garrison under siege in Mirnograd is deteriorating day by day. On November 25th, Russian forces made gains in the southeast of the city. Ukrainian troops were forced closer to the city's center. Attempts to relieve the besieged troops have been abandoned, leaving the Ukrainian forces with no motivation to continue fighting. In the Dnipropetrovsk region, the assault on Novopavlivka is virtually complete. Once the settlement has been cleared, the Russian army will advance into operational space. The situation for the Ukrainian army remains difficult in the Guliapol area. If the operational reserves being transferred from Pokrovsk do not arrive in time, the situation could become critical. To the northeast of the city, the Russian army has expanded its offensive bridgehead. The area under their control around the previously captured village of Zatishe has increased. This will enable Russian assault groups to advance on a broader front towards the urban buildings of Guliapol. One distinctive feature of the city is its location in a low-lying area. Russian troops advancing from the southeast occupy the dominant heights. This tactical advantage enables them to control much of the city with their firepower. The front line in the Ukrainian conflict has stabilized somewhat at this stage. One of the key sections of the front line right now is Guliapol. The armies of the conflicting parties are now focusing their main efforts on this southern section. There is a race to transfer reserves. The battle for Guliapol will be won by whichever side can transfer more troops from Pokrovsk.
On the front lines, the past 2 days have not been favorable for the Ukrainian army. The battle for Volchansk is coming to an end. Only a few neighborhoods in the southeastern part of the city remain under Ukrainian army control. Russian troops have not slowed down and have begun an assault on Vilcha, which is further south. Russian troops have achieved a major tactical success on the front line in the Liman area. The area under their control west of Zarinsky has expanded significantly. The front line has advanced to the outskirts of the city from this direction. North of Pokrovsk, the Russian army began fighting for Grishna. Ukrainian troops in this area are weakened. All main forces were transferred to the Zaporozhye region a few days earlier. This may allow the Russian units to advance significantly faster in this area. Events in Guliapol are unfolding rapidly. Additional Ukrainian army forces have reportedly arrived in this section of the front. The 154th Mechanized Brigade and the 3rd Battalion of the Presidential Brigade have been transferred from reserve status. The 92nd Assault Brigade, which attempted to relieve Mirnograd, has also been deployed to the area. Additionally, the front has been reinforced by battalions from the 5th Assault Brigade that were withdrawn from the Vilimakhilovka area. Notably, these forces are not headed for the city, but rather much further north. The Ukrainian command is doing everything in its power to hold the main line of defense along the Haitcher River. It is unlikely that Guliapol itself will be saved. If this line is breached, the Russian army will find itself in an operational space stretching all the way from the cities of Zaporozhye to Pavlograd. The entire Ukrainian front in the Zaporozhye region would collapse, putting thousands of people at risk of being surrounded. On November 27th, Russian troops began their assault on Guliapol. Ukrainian soldiers from the 225th Assault Regiment and the 102nd Brigade abandoned their positions east of the city. This opened the way for the Russian army to reach the city's outskirts. The situation in Ukraine is deteriorating day by day. Most of the combat-ready reserves have been transferred to the Guliapol area on the front line. The Ukrainian command is doing everything possible to prevent an operational crisis. Holding the last major line of defense on the left bank of the Haitcher River is critical. Further north in the Danilovka area, the Russian forces have already established bridgeheads behind the Ukrainian fortifications. A strike could be launched from there in the near future, which could collapse the entire front.
You mean eat your dinner, eat your pork and beans. I eat more chicken than any man ever seen.